Just take a look for yourself. There is a body. Does the body tell you all about what you are? Apparently not. There are thoughts about yourself. Are your thoughts about yourself actually what you are? There are feelings. Do your feelings tell you the entirety of what you are? And so on. Simply through your sort of inborn intelligence, not even the intelligence of some thought, but the intelligence of observation itself. It breaks down the trance with these veils. It breaks down the trance of finding our sense of self in these veils. Because that is samsara. When we find our sense of self in the veil of body, mind, emotion. And when you see that none of those define who you are, none of them define what you are, although they are there, just like you have shoes on your feet, but your shoes don't define who you are, although they are there, right? You have socks on, and you have a shirt on, and you have pants on, or whatever. And although they're there, they don't define who you are, do they? Sometimes in our culture, I really start to wonder about that one, you know. I always have to check in on that one because, you know, yeah. I mean, we get so much in a trance that we actually think that what we wear tells us who we are. I mean, that's when you've really gone down the pike, you know. And I think many of us, maybe most of us, have really been down there before for moments, at the very least, some for months or years. But in the same way, with the same sense of obviousness, that you can see that your shoes don't tell you who you are, that you can see that your body doesn't tell you who you are, although it is there, that your mind doesn't tell you who you are, although thought is there, that feeling doesn't tell you who you are, although feeling is there. And this removing of these veils opens your consciousness to the unmanifest. That which is not a body, a thought, a feeling. And you can't think yourself to the unmanifest. Its very nature is that it's not a thought, so you can't think yourself to it. However, it's much, much more available through sensing it, to sense the unmanifest in your experience, in the moment, in this moment. Because the unmanifest reveals what you really are, reveals the core of your own being. And again, the unmanifest is not something that is obscure. The unmanifest isn't abstract. The unmanifest isn't in some other life. The unmanifest is actually exactly and imminently practical, present in everybody in this room. The unmanifest is imminently available. The more you think about it, the farther it seems away. But you can just take one thing. Take the fact of your own consciousness. Your consciousness is not manifest. Where is it? What color is it? Where was it born? How old is your consciousness? Is it a male consciousness, a female? You see, the consciousness that's conscious of this moment itself is unmanifest. It doesn't mean it's not functioning. It just means it's not manifest. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's just one point of entry. That's one example of how eminently available that the unmanifest is. Now start to think about it and try to figure it out, and all of a sudden it'll seem like it's a million miles away. As soon as you try to grasp it in your mind, it's like trying to grasp the space in this room in your hand. As soon as you try to grasp it in thought, it is apparently gone. So really, spiritual awakening in its essence is this unmanifest, the unmanifest. You realize your essential nature is the unmanifest. Whether you want to call the unmanifest, well, the unmanifest, or spirit, or consciousness, or presence, or the divine, the sacred. The words don't really matter too much. But to sense the unmanifest. The unmanifest is actually an immense thing, or an immense no thing. And this is where we meet as one. In the unmanifest, we are all the same. Absolutely the same. Absolutely equal. As the unmanifest, as that revelation of that awakening, when consciousness suddenly realizes, my God, that's actually what I am. That which is not manifest. What I am is something I can't actually taste or grasp or think about or define. What I am is something that's beyond all that, beyond and before, the beginning and the end. And that realization, which is simple and immediate, comes simply through seeing through the veils. Just seeing the veil through the veil of identification with body, of mind, of thought, of feeling. Just to see, those don't define me. And when you see that and you stop, the willingness to just stop thinking, stop figuring, stop turning things into concepts, just stop. Then your own nature as the unmanifest presents itself as that which has always been awake. It's the unmanifest that's always been awake within you. It's the unmanifest that's always been conscious. It's the sentience of our sentient being. It's the aliveness. And this is the heart of spirituality.